What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, everybody? So we are back again for another episode review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 12, episode 7. What would Michelle O do? Okay, so the episode starts off with Kenya is going over there to Cynthia's house. Cynthia needs her to help her with her closet. She trying to get this closet together for Mike. Okay, he gonna be spending some more time out there, so she needs to get him out there. She needs to get this stuff prepared and all this stuff. Next thing you know, engagements start popping up and being said or whatever. I said, Cynthia, girlfriend, we don't need no more of this. Okay, stop that thirsty shit. Cause she was like, I mean, the engagement is coming soon. Girl, we know it's coming because it's already happened. But at this moment, you was just doing a lot. Okay, it wasn't too much. But I said, girl, don't teeter totter on that line, okay? Say it once and move the fuck on, okay? You don't need to mention engagement and weddings and all this stuff and be thirsty like that. We don't need none of that, okay? You don't want to do what Kenya used to do, okay? We don't want that. Then she talking about some, well, you up here getting married in 3 months or whatever, and look at what you doing and all that stuff. Woo, woo. I said you shouldn't follow in that footsteps. I mean, look at what's going on in her relationship right about now, okay? That is a prime example of what you should not do, you know? All right, you have to build the foundations. Continue building that foundation before you go ahead and set that date. I'm just saying, all right? Then they talking about the whole thing with Kenya's tits. Okay, she had to pull her nipple covers out, you know, because when you breastfeed, your nipples leak a little bit sometimes because they fill with milk. Just in case some of y'all don't know that, you know, my men's out there, some of the women, it's some women that don't know it either. It's some women that don't know how their vagina works. Okay, I'm just, they skipped whole sex ed. Okay, I mean, hey, it's some, all right, but yeah, so she, you know, you have to watch that. Put a little nipple covering over there, put a little pasties or whatever, something to, you know, soak it up, whatever. Unless it's gonna be leaking through your shirt, leaking through your blouse. So, you know, they doing all of that. And of course, Cynthia has to notice that the nipples, I mean the boobs are just big as ever. Okay. And I'm just sitting here like, you know what? Cynthia wanna suck on some titties so bad. Oh my god, did I just slobber on myself? A little bit. Talking about titties. She wanted to suck on some titties so bad, okay? It don't make no sense. Or she wants some bitch to suck on hers, alright? Preferably Candy or Kingy at this point. You just never know. Fluid is as fluid does. So moving on from that, they get to talking about the whole thing with Marlo and her situation and what happened with that and how, you know, Marlo was upset and was saying certain stuff about Kenya and all that shit. And, you know, Kenya was like, she up there talking about some, you know, that's why I'm already paying child support a year out and all this stuff and woo woo woo. You don't even know what's going on in my relationship. See, that's what you don't know. You're just so vile, so evil, so this, so that. I'm saying, y'all, they said the same thing about each other. That's basically what I'm saying. Whatever Marlo said about Kenya last week, Kenya said the same thing about Marlo. And Kenya said what she needs to do is take that 80-year-old dick about her ass. I said, God damn. Now that one right there made me go, whew. Okay, because you know Marlo has had some a past or whatever, time or two with a rich billionaire. So hey, we just never know. They going back and forth about that. Cynthia talking about some, you know, she felt stupid for, now you felt stupid for staying. Now you felt stupid for staying because you wanted to get to the bottom of if she had anything to do with this recording or whatever. But you was just saying it was okay that Kenya, girl, Cynthia, make up your goddamn mind, okay? But you weren't gonna ask that girl if she did that recording right then and there. You weren't gonna do that, okay? Because regardless of what went on, if you was really determined to ask her about that recording, you would have went on ahead and asked her about the recording when y'all was sitting there right then and there, okay? Since y'all had the floor and everybody was talking, let's just put it all out there. We talking about shit right now, huh? So let's put it out there. But anyway, moving on from there, King is just gonna help her out with the closet. Moving on, Candy, she's doing her little stuff. She got Ace and Todd. And Ace about to go look like he about to go play in the water or whatever. He had his little wetsuit on. Riley FaceTimes them from New York talking about some, can I get this $168 Fendi? I don't know if it was a shirt or whatever. And they was like, no, bitch, you gonna have to get it. And I don't mean to call her bitch. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying it as a placeholder, okay, before somebody get to me. no, if you gonna pay for it out your money, you can pay for it. But other than that, bye bye. All right. And Carmen, Karma, she came over to the house, and Candy is going over her new lipstick stuff or whatever. And they're talking about the relationship between everything that's going on, with the baby coming in with Ty and his businesses ideas. He didn't went and brought a tractor truck. Okay, I'm sitting here like, you want to open up a Lady Gang breakfast, you want to open up this, you want to open up that, and I'm like, damn, who money are you spending? You spending all Candy goddamn money. I feel like Bertha. Okay, it was a scheme set up by Todd. Okay, that's what I feel like, girl. I'm saying, damn. Then they asked, and she was like, you gotta slow down because I need him to focus on the fact that we got a baby coming. Okay, and then they're talking about, speaking of that, how what's the baby room gonna be like? So they thinking about, taking Kayla's room and turn it into the baby's nursery or whatever. And Candy did make us know that Kayla and Riley are in New York this whole summer or whatever. But she said, will they probably be hanging out like that? No, because they barely do that when they're here at the house together. And they're two different ages and things like that, and backgrounds and differences, so I'm not surprised that they don't really click like that. And not saying that they don't like each other or get along, they just in their own worlds. And so she was talking about that, and that brings up the whole situation with Kayla, how her and Kayla and Todd is not really speaking to each other right now. She feels some type of way because they are about to have a girl, and she don't know if it's the reason why Ty treats Kayla the way that he treats her is because she is a girl. And I need people to get this in their heads, because I was so tired of seeing different reviews and hearing different people say this, talking about, I wish Candy would just step up and take more of an active role in Kayla's life and do more for her and all this stuff. For the past 2 episodes, not last week, the week before last week when they went to New York, and last week, Candy kept saying how she wants to do more for Kayla. She would like to give her more. She would like to do more. She would like to be more involved. But Todd is the one that's slowing that down, because he is the one that is so strict. He's the strict parent, okay? And he basically parents his daughter. That's what it is. It's him being the roadblock. And that is what her concern is when it comes to their baby daughter, when she comes, okay? And so I said, oh, y'all got a tough road ahead of y'all. But y'all gonna make it through. Y'all gonna make it through. So Portia and Marlo, they go on, the little booze pedal thing or whatever. So it's just them two on there. They trying to act like they really can't do nothing on that thing or whatever. Next thing you know, they acting like they can't really pedal. And then when they finally get through with all the antics or whatever, they just sitting there calmly drinking their drinks and having a conversation. I said, you know what? Theatrics, dramatic, and scene, okay? But basically, they're talking about everything that's been going on. What's happening with them, and then Gary pops up from This Nation, Gary with the T. That was a cute little moment or whatever. He's always hilarious to me. But then they get into the whole situation with Nene, and how Portia feels that Nene ain't a friend. She had her back or whatever, and she was trying to be supportive, but Nene came at her out of the blue, calling her fat or whatever while she was breastfeeding, while she literally, this was 2 weeks after she done gave birth, baby. Your body, not everybody's body just snapped back like that, bitch, okay? And like I said before, it's not like Nene is a size goddamn 0, to be calling anybody fat. Because somebody can look at Nene and say she fat, even though I really do like Nene's shape, okay? Bitch, if I could get that shape, girl, please, you wouldn't be able to tell me nothing, okay? You already can't tell me nothing now, but bitch, let me get snatched up, and I have to go under the knife for all of that shit. And I'm talking about get all this extra skin and tuck this and tuck that so this won't be hanging and sat. Girl, it's just a mess, okay? But yeah, so she thinking about that. She talking about that and basically standing up to what Nene has done and what she has said, and not taking her shit anymore. And then Marlo wants to get everybody back together. She was like, what about the sisterhood? We can cuss each other out, but then when it comes to these men, how come we can't give it to these men? She was like, girl, I'm giving it to the men too, because I'm doing that too right about now. You ain't finna tell me what I need to do. You ain't finna do this. Girl, did you see here when she said, and these these men be giving us everything, women, diseases and stuff like that. Portia said, hold up, wait a minute, what? I said, wait a minute. You know what? You ain't lying. But Marlo, what's on your mind? Girl. But anyway, they talking about all of that, and it's just people taking a stand against Nene. That's basically what it's showing in these past few episodes. That's basically what it's been showing. People either being on the fence with Nene or taking a stand against and no longer being, under her foot anymore. You know what I'm saying? Standing up to her, like I said. I don't know. They got to figure all of that out. Moving on from that, Nene, actually, it feels like, to be quite honest, this season so far, we're in episode 7. We didn't get Nene in the first couple of episodes. We only had her sparingly here and there in the last few episodes. And it just feels like Nene is here, but she's not here. Like, we don't barely see her as much as we see the other girls. So I'm like, wow, that's very interesting as the dynamic of the show has been going so far. She's getting ready. She's with Greg and she's getting drinks ready, whatever. She's talking to her life coach, Tamara, or whatever. She comes over. There's a lot of people that got life coaches and they life still kind of fucked up, okay? But, life coach supposed to lead you to the way, give you the tools to better your life, not fix your life, but help you to better your own life. That's what a therapist does as well. But, she's sitting there talking about how things have been going between her and Greg. She said they've been communicating a lot more, been getting him to talk and admit some things, and she was like, for her, you just need to hear people to say things till you can be able to move on from it. And, they get into the whole situation about what happened with Kenya being at Marlo's event. And she was just saying when she came in there with that marching band, and if she would have stayed any second longer, she would have had to, she probably would have did something to Kenya. Okay, do I believe that? No, she probably would have tried to cuss out, but I think she did the right thing. If you feel like you're going to put your hands on somebody, yeah, it's best to just walk away. So I'm not mad that Nene walked away, because, bitch, I want to be, girl, please. Okay, all of that ain't my type of shit. But, with all that been happening, she just walked away from that, and the life coach was saying, because she was saying, I don't want my friend. I'm pretty sure my friend was like, you supposed to be here for me at my event and have my back, but at that moment I couldn't have her back because of what my reaction may be to this other person or whatever. And the life coach gave her some tips on that, saying basically, yeah, you have to basically communicate and let them know that this is what was for the betterment of you and all this stuff, and woo woo woo, and see how that goes. And then they talk about wanted her to basically sit down with some of the other girls before they go on this trip, because they showed us with Tanya and her meeting up, and she inviting them, and she was just giving her take on how these little girls trips have been going. It's always something that pops off on a girls trip, which is true. And so yeah, at this point, I do feel like, in order for everybody to be at least somewhat on the same page, and so that it's going to be awkward, because everybody hasn't been around Nene like that, especially going to another country, to another city, to another state, or whatever, but it would be better if she could just sit down and talk to everybody. And her whole thing is, what do I need to, people keep on saying I need to apologize. What do I need to apologize for? I can't give out an apology if I don't know what I need to apologize for. I don't feel I need to apologize. And I'm sitting here like, girl, are you serious? Are you really serious that you really don't know or think that you need to apologize to anybody? Mainly Portia. If you don't think that you need to apologize to Cynthia, and Cynthia need to say a little apology to you too, because both of y'all hurt each other, okay? You damn sure need to apologize to Portia for what you said to her. That was disgusting. Even for you, that was low down and disgusting. And you feel like you don't know what you need to apologize for? Girl, come up off of it. You just can't admit when you wrong. That's what it is. And I really can't stand some people, like people that have that mentality. If you wrong, you wrong. It's okay. It's okay. Just admit it and move on. It's not going to hurt you. So, back over there with Portia and Marlo, they peddling. At this point, they probably drunk, okay? And they roll past the hot dog factory. All right. Now Marlo wants to go in. Marlo making a scene. At first, Portia didn't want to go in. They had to drag her up in there. Portia was hungry, so that's why she went on ahead and went in. Cause bitch, if I don't fuck with a nigga, and that's y'all know, I can't. I can't. Portia, why? Why at this point? Like, ugh. Would y'all take a person who cheated on you while you was pregnant back? Okay, because you know they already said on Watch What Happened Live. She said that they're back together. They're re-engaged, and I think with the same ring too, bitch. After all the trouble and turmoil that you done put me through while we was fucking pregnant, you gonna buy me a whole new goddamn ring, okay? Plus an extra one on the goddamn side, okay? You gonna have to make up, emotionally and monetarily. I mean, I know it sounds a lot, but you still gotta make up. You know what I'm saying? My feelings is hurt. Would y'all be able to take somebody back that you hear when dude was behind the counter? What business at? Nigga, he your boss. You tell me. You know they ain't together. So they was up in there. Marlo really likes Dennis and was up on FaceTime trying to call him and, tell him what's up and all this stuff. And I was like, I wouldn't feel comfortable with my girlfriend, being all up in my relationship like that, or having access to my man or my bitch like that, my woman like that, I should say. I just wouldn't feel comfortable like that. Y'all be doing that with y'all girlfriends? Y'all friends and stuff like that? Mm. I just, that's how you come home and you find them fucking in the bed together. I'm just saying. Sometimes, I watch TV. Some of that shit do happen. Nah, I hear stories from family members and stuff like that. But anyway, moving on from that. Marlo asking, but you love him. But you love him. I mean, we all hurt. We all go through some stuff. Sometimes that shit ain't enough. Sometimes love is not enough, okay? But obviously, whatever it was that they was going through, it was enough for her and Portia to get past, okay? Because like I said, they're already back together. Moving on from that, we get Candy. We see their nanny, Miss Peggy. She's down there fixing breakfast because Candy is about to take Kayla and Ace to the airport. Because Kayla's about to go to New York. Candy is asking, did you speak to your father? She was like, I remember giving him a hug, and we hugged or whatever, because he had to leave earlier for business out of town too. And I found that strange. And if I have this difficult relationship with my child, and we have not been on the same page, I would have made an effort to try to at least attempt to be there. And if I can't be there when they're about to embark on a journey like this or whatever, I would at least sit down and have a thorough conversation, like probably the night before, so that we can get everything out on the table, because I don't want to leave things with, open in the air and on a negative front. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's how they do their relationship. It is what it is. Candy, she is making her nervous about how the parenting style is going to be, because she said you can't just be like, hey, I'm your mama, when you come into somebody's life and they're 16, 17 years old. And like she said, yet again, she would like to do more, but she is told not to, because Kayla is in her 20s. Like, I think she, 21, 22 years old, something like that. Or between 21 and 23 years old, whatever. She still wants to do more for her. And Ty is like, no, she needs to be more independent. She needs to do this and do that. And, she just worried about how the co-parenting is going to be with the two kids that they have together, especially now that they're about to have this little girl. And so, yeah, they just got to get that together. I really do feel like, Todd is going to give in and see the errors of his ways and see, what he's doing. And he's going to soften up once, now that you have another parent in the household. He's going to probably get that shit together. So Cynthia and Mike Hill, her man, he's out there in Atlanta, and they're going to play Penn or whatever the fuck. They're going to play the little football thing. If you saw Married to Madison, they was there at the same place. The guys went there at their little day out. But yeah. So they're out there and they're waiting on Michael and Eva to come. And they like, if I win, Mike's saying, if I win, we move to LA. If you win, Cynthia, we stay out here in Atlanta. And so Mike and Eva come, and then they're talking about this whole thing, whether or not they're going to be in Atlanta, whether they're going to be up in LA, and this going back and forth in marriage. And then Cynthia has her little winery opening that's coming up in like 3 days or so, and if they're going to be there, and then talking about this whole recording thing that happened. And at first everything was all to the good. Now Michael was trying to get in logistics. Okay, now if a person was right there and having a conversation with you when they recorded it, it's legal. If somebody that was over, like saying a far away or not in the conversation and they recorded you, that's illegal. And then it was like, but truth be told, the person who did this, and then Mike Hill popped up, they're a piece of shit. That's all I need to say. They're a piece of shit. No, 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 no. Because I'm very protective of this woman. I said, Mike, I never looked at you that way. But all right. Okay. I saw the little fire just come out in there. I said, he was about to turn colors and everything. He was like, I'm very protective of this woman. I said, I bet you are. Of course, Eva talking about, even Cynthia talking about the main suspects, which is Ivana, Giovanna, and Marlo, and how Eva at first thought she liked Marlo, but people are bound to change, and maybe I don't know. I don't think they'll ever be cool like that. It's just too much water under the bridge that just went through, and they have too much history that is negative. And she was like, I think Nene is an arc because it's not the first time that somebody recorded. Nene either recorded somebody or had somebody record for them, and she goes and talk about her whole experience with her last season when she told her to take her mic off, and Nene knew that she said take her mic off. We heard her say that. She wanted me not to have my mic on or whatever, but you still had it on. So they had that whole situation going on, but whatever. It is what it is. They don't know who gonna be down to the who gonna get down to the bottom of it. Eventually they will, okay, but not yet. It's too soon. But moving on from that, they went on ahead and they would start playing the game or whatever, and the guys, Cynthia got one, Eva got nothing, because it was the models versus the guys, and then the guys, Eva's Michael didn't get anything, but then Mike Hill, he took it all home, and they was just playing around, so that was cute. Y'all, let me tell y'all what I did. I put up a question on Twitter, and I said, exactly why do you follow me? Do you know I got a handful of people that said, bitch, I've been following you since I was in the 8th grade. And a bitch birthday coming up, like, goddamn, did y'all just age me? I'm sitting here like, that is a long time, okay? That is a long time, but thank you. But Jesus Christ, somebody just sent me something. Girl, anyway, back to this show. Kenya goes over there talking to a lawyer or something that do will and trust or whatever, trying to see what's the difference between the will and what's the difference between the trust. I hope y'all paid attention. The will is something that, takes like a year and a half or whatever to get set up, and it's what you get after the person passes away. She wants to set up a trust that she can put her assets and her money towards her child and have them, specify when we regulate it and when to let it go and all that stuff. We know whatever with the trust and all that stuff. Because she has her, she had her home appraised and all this stuff. Basically, she just want to know where her stuff gonna go to and hope that her baby is all to the good with if time need be, come to it, and she'll be all taken care of when Kenya and Mark is no longer on this earth or whatever. Plus, they don't have a prenup, and then if he got access to stuff like that, it's gonna go to his kids and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I don't know. How y'all feel about that? If I know a lot of us regular folks, because most of us, I ain't gonna say most, but some of us don't really have much to get a prenup. But how do you feel about that dividing of the assets and putting together? Oh, let me ask this question. If you are together with your boo and y'all live together, whether y'all married or y'all in some type of relationship and you do live in the same home with each other, do y'all have joint bank accounts? Let's put that in the comments below. And how do you feel about that? But Kinga started crying about the shit, and I'm just looking at Kinga like, girl, moving on, okay? And then we get Dr. Sherry. Oh, Lord. Dr. Sherry up in here with this little therapy session. Shout out to Scotty, okay, Mr. Still Sanding. I'm on Twitter and he said Jermaine Dupri. That is exactly who Dennis reminds me of now. Okay, I just can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. He come up in there. They was talking about the reason why he cheated, and sex during the pregnancy is not the same. That's not what a man want to do. But we had sex throughout the whole pregnancy. What are you talking about? And then the postpartum was real. We cried just about every day. Okay, but at the end of the day, after my pregnancy, I saw that you had inappropriate text. Okay, and don't say that it was a mistake. A mistake is going off and getting off at the wrong exit or whatever. That's a mistake. No, you willingly set up these appointments or whatever to go and fuck around on me. Okay, I saw the text messages. All right, and I'm just sitting here like, everything that Dennis is saying is a bunch of bullshit. And Portia, at the end of the day, you're still with the man. So I really don't care. Portia just want to set an example for her daughter. She want a good father for her daughter. She want Dennis to act right. She want to take her time this time. Girl, at the end of the day, they just got to build the trust up. Dr. Sherry told us what we already knew. She is getting paid for stuff that we already... Girl... Y'all gonna be like, leave her alone. Girl, y'all just don't understand the history. Okay, let me stop. I'm gonna stop. But when they leave, Dennis do say, thank you for coming out here. I'm thinking they finna go their separate ways because Dennis came in separately. Portia came in first, and then sometime later they made it seem like some time had passed, and Dennis showed up afterwards like he drove a car or whatever. Maybe now I'm thinking, did the motherfucker get an Uber or something like that? And they just dropped him off because he left with Portia. And then, she was like, thank you for being honest with me and all that stuff. And thank you for coming. He was like, well, thank you for coming. Well, thank you for being honest. He was like, you looking good over there. Can I come over? No. And damn well he did. Anyway, that was Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all tell me how y'all feeling. I'll see y'all later. Peace.